Hello and welcome everyone. It is Wednesday, October 29th. I have an event coming up this Saturday. I didn't film anything yesterday on Tuesday because I spent the entire day, literally, when I wasn't sleeping, editing and uploading videos. So that's what I did all day yesterday. And I didn't film that, obviously. Maybe someday I might film some of that process, but not today, or not yesterday. But anyway, so today, it's going to be the entirety of this video, because this video is coming out Thursday. I opened up my pegboard that I just unboxed in another video. I think it was either vlog 2 or 3 or 4, possibly. One of them. I unboxed this in another video as something I'm going to be using at my events, and I'm just starting to open it up because I cleaned out, this is my back porch, which I also cleaned out in the last video. It's a little more clean now. But anyway, it's enough space for me to look at this right now. Just trying to figure out like how to fit it in everywhere. I took some measurements of different configurations and stuff. I'm a little worried about the tipping factor. Like I said, I'm probably going to put like pavers behind, because I have a few behind, like each side, maybe in the middle as well, to make sure that it doesn't kind of fall over. I did flip it over because in the last video, if you saw that, there were rubber feet on one end and I had opened it upside down. So I flipped it over. The rubber feet are now on the bottom. So that's that. I'm thinking of actually maybe getting a rug to go underneath. Especially because, well, yesterday, another thing I did yesterday, I only do video editing. I did this too. I was made aware of another vendor event coming up and applied for it. I haven't heard technically that I'm getting in yet, but I know it's at a school gymnasium, and the rules state that you have to have like rubber feet on all your stuff, which this technically has, but I'm kind of worried about it because they don't want it to scratch up the gym floor. So I'm thinking of getting a rug, especially for that event. Maybe not this next one coming up, but then that's coming up in a couple weeks, the one I'm talking about. So I'm thinking about getting a rug so that I can put this on there so that I won't damage the floor for that event. And I signed up for a 10x10 for that event, so hopefully I get that. I'm not sure yet, because again, it hasn't been confirmed, but I think I got to it early, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be confirmed, but we'll see. This is, like I said, a school event. I'm doing another school event in December. These are the first 2 times that I've done a school event, so, but I know that, like expecting, especially with the other one that I'm talking about too, the one in December, like, I still haven't heard back from that one. I haven't heard official confirmation that I'm there. So, but they took my payment already, you know? So, I'm kind of waiting to see if they're going to get back to me at some point. I mean, that one's in December. I'm not really worried about that. One I just signed up for yesterday, the one I'm doing in a couple weeks. So, I don't expect to get, like, lightning fast responses. So, we'll wait on that one. But, it should be soon, though, because that's coming up in 2 weeks. But anyway, so in this video, and the next one too, I'm gonna be preparing for this event that I'm doing on Saturday, which is not a school. It's at a golf club, actually, in right outside of Lake Geneva. I'm in the New Berlin area, which is between Milwaukee and Waukesha, so it's a little bit of a drive, but not too bad. But anyway, we're gonna be preparing for this event with this pegboard and other things. Today I'm going to kind of figure out the layout and stuff, and figure out what I have, because it's been a while. It hasn't been that long, but a couple weeks since I've had an event, so I want to like take inventory of what I have, what I need to make, and stuff like that. So I'm going to start making things probably today, and then continue making them tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. Well, no, 3 days, and then I have my event on Saturday, so that's what I'm going to be doing with these next 2 videos, unless something else comes up as well, but mostly it's going to be about my vendor event coming up. Hello and welcome to my basement studio. Well, sort of. It's not really set up yet, but I will show you the wide view. I got, it's good enough for now. Good enough for now. Good enough until, it gets set up properly. I'm preparing for my event, like I said. So there's some information here I'm going to go over, and then this, I'm going to show you a closer view in a second, but I made this little layout idea a couple weeks ago, like at I think it was my last event or the one before that. where I was kind of bored because it was slow at the time. So I'm like, well, since I'm waiting, I'll try to figure out the next event. So I have an 8x6 space. 8 foot by 6 foot, I mean, you know, if you didn't know what I meant by that. So I started trying to figure that out. Obviously, it's not to scale. I don't have graph paper or anything like that. And again, you can't really see it yet. But don't worry about this one. That's for a different thing. And I was trying to figure out. But I'm going to have to change this a little bit. I was looking at it. But anyway, so this is the long side with the 8 feet and 6 feet. And I'll show you. So I have a map they gave me of where I'm supposed to be, unless it changes or whatever. But here I am, Shrush Design. I have that space there. I think, I'm guessing these squares here are like columns or something in the middle of the, which I don't really like that, but you know, we'll deal with it. I only got, according to this, I only have one like on the, if you're looking at it, the right hand side of my booth. But yeah, I'm not sure how much of a problem that's going to be. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, I don't think. But anyway, so again, I'm like this. See, it's gonna change along this side. So if you imagine like the back of this is here, and then 6 foot out, and then 8 foot in front. So apparently there's a shared sitting and storage area behind us, it says. I wasn't really expecting that, and I don't think I'm gonna really use it, honestly. But I guess I could put stuff back there. If I really change the way my booth is set up, maybe I could put my checkout area back there and then sit back there, but that's not what I was planning on doing. So, I don't know. I made this before, that I had this, obviously, before I knew much about the event. I knew the size of the area, but I didn't know this or, you know, what I still don't really know. Because I'm still making stuff. Well, I'm going to start today. Hopefully continue the next 2 days. I have stuff that I might bring along if I have something to put on it. For example, I have a spinning rack, which I don't have that here. I'll show you later. That I don't really have anything to put on there right now. I bought it originally thinking I could put my ornaments on it, but I'm going to end up putting those on my pegboard instead. So I don't know what I'm going to use it for right now. I mean, I have ideas for stuff I can put on it, but I don't have them done right now, and I'm not sure if I'm going to have them for this event or not. So, we'll see. I might. We'll see. One of them is gift bags for the holidays and birthdays and stuff too. Hand-painted, obviously. That's what I do. But, so that's an option. I might put that in my layout, but I might not. Let me just talk about what I have here, because, again, there's things that aren't going to work that I have here that aren't working, and I have to change. And it was also just like it wasn't going to work, period. Also with like the layout of the map, like it's probably better to do it a different way. So what I'm going to do is, so I have my checkout area here, which is like a portable bar thing that I have. I could maybe show you a picture at some point of that, but I had that here originally, which is, it's 29 inches wide this way. And then I had my 4 foot by 2 foot table this way. So I would only end up with like a little bit more than 1.5 inches in between here. And that's not going to work because it's going to be hard for me to get in there. And it's going to be hard if I have people wanting to look at stuff over here. They're not going to want to go over there. So I had my pegboard here originally, like around this corner. I'm going to switch that, have my pegboard here instead. I'm not sure how long I'm going to let it go, or, you know, if I'm going to do it 4 by 4 panels, because it's 8 panels. And I did figure out the measurements for different configurations. So there's that. But the nice thing about having, I'll say this, the nice thing about having that shared sitting and storage area behind here, right here, is I could possibly put like my totes back here and then lean my pegboard against that so that I don't have to, like I can use that as the weight on the back there, and then just put kind of the pavers in front here to hold it down. You know, it's not going to look, maybe I should paint my pavers. I don't know. Not today. It's not happening today. But anyway, so But that's nice on that side. This side I'm probably going to have to move in a little bit so I'm not crowding the person next to me. And put pavers on this side to hold the pegboard up here. But anyway, so I got to move that. So I'm trying to figure out where I want my 4-foot table. I could either have it go this way, which probably isn't going to leave me much room here for an aisle. So I'm probably going to put it this way, the long way, instead of like horizontal like this. More vertical, where this is the 2-foot and this is the 4-foot here instead. And I think that'll work pretty well. So the spinny rack that I was talking about, I originally had here. So I'm thinking of moving that here. The only thing is, so this is 4 foot long and this is 6 foot, the space I have, probably minus a little bit. Well, I guess the shared sitting area back here, so I could probably dip into that, but the spinny rack is like 18 inches diameter without anything on it. And it would be a little bit of a tight squeeze, but it spins, so you don't really have to go back there. You can just spin it. So if I'm going to bring that, this would probably be a good spot for it, and it's something to put there because I don't have anything there anyway. So, because now the pegboard's over here, and then I still want to keep my checkout area here, and then I'm going to put another table here, one of my smaller camping tables that I have. I have to show you all this stuff. Here, I was going to put one here, which I still could do. I'm not sure if I'm doing that or not. But here, to kind of block off, because this is where people are going to be coming through, and they're going to be coming in here, hopefully. We want them to come in. So I want kind of a block for this area, because I'm going to be sometimes sitting back here, maybe sitting, maybe standing, I don't know. I'll bring my chair, see how I feel. I think she actually said she'd provide chairs, so we'll see about that. I'll bring mine anyway, and if there isn't one there, I'll just bring it in. Whatever. Sometimes I just feel like standing up anyway, so, and it's probably better if I have less room. But, so having this table here on the way that people come in, I can have product here. So I usually like to put out these small signs. I have a picture to show you. I prepared these small signs. I'll talk about this sign in a minute, but these here that have small signs, and I had ornaments in here, but those are going on my pegboard. I might have more of these by then anyway, so I can have both of these filled with those, but this is the table. You can't really see it because it's got a tablecloth on it, but this is what I'm talking about, where I like to have that. It's one of my, like, sucking people in thing. Like, usually, some events that I've done, though, people don't even pay attention to them. I'm like, everyone else loves them. Why don't you people like them? Weird. But anyway, so I like having these in front because normally they suck people in. So that's good because I can put those there. Oh, not there. Well, you're not looking anyway. I can put those here on that table and then have my checkout be this way, like I said. And then I like having that kind of blocked off because that has like my money and stuff in there, and I don't want people running in there. I also don't want people back there in general, even if my money wasn't there, but it is. So it kind of blocks people off from coming in that way. Obviously, they're going to come in this way. So that's what I'm thinking there. I also have a vending machine like this. I'm going to talk more about this either in this video or the next one, what I'm doing with it and stuff, or what I have been doing with it, and if I'm going to do anything, add to it. I do want to add, but I don't know if I'm going to get it done in time. We'll see. But I have this, and some events people ask me about it, some events people ignore it completely, and I don't push on it usually. I should, but I don't. Because people, like, in general, one of my things that I'm finding is that people just kind of, like, they come in and they see, and if they see something they like, they'll buy it, but they don't want to, like, stay because they have all these other booths. However, at this one, as you'll notice, there aren't that many. So I could maybe get people to stay a little longer. Like, they don't have, like, all of these booths they have to go look at, you know, which is nice. Nice about smaller events. But anyway, so I have this. I was thinking, I'm still considering this, but we'll see. I was thinking of putting it here. Well, actually, no. In a little bit. Well, okay. So let me say this. Actually, let me talk about this for a second. So the first event I did this year was July. I had taken some time off. I did some the year before, and I want to talk about my other events I've done, maybe in this video. While I'm working, I can probably talk on them when I'm making stuff. But I had just bought the vending machine right before that event, and I've used it at almost every event since. There's one I didn't take it to. And I had put the vending machine out, like in front, in that booth, thinking that that would draw people in, like my small signs do. And it didn't. So I don't tend to like putting it in front anymore. I like to put it in the back where people get drawn in a little more and then they look at it. Because I feel like at the July event, even though there was other factors, that maybe that like deterred people, like they thought it was like a game, like I was being scammy or something like that, or what? I don't know. Maybe that's just me overthinking things, but like it seemed to not work very well when I had the vending machine out front. So, and I thought it would. I thought it would be a draw, but it's not. At least not at that. Like I said, there's other factors, and I haven't tried it again since then, so maybe today is the, or not today, Saturday is the time to try it. But the only thing here is, so I have this sign that I was talking about earlier that I brought to all my events that I had hand painted to use to kind of draw people in and tell people what's here, because I don't have, and I'm thinking of still doing this at some point. I bought blank banners for me to paint for my business. I don't have them yet, and I'm not going to have it for this Saturday. But we'll see about maybe other indoor events. But I have this thing, and it's nice when I have a tent because I can lean it against the tent. That's the tent pole right there. Also, if I'm on grass, then I can stake it into. But I don't have that here. I have to lean it against something, and I'm probably going to do that. And I have done it at another indoor event I've done this year so far. But same kind of thing here where I have one of those pavers, like I said, holding it up. I want to use this. Problem I have with this too is that it has one direction. You know, it's pointing people this way. So there's only really one spot I can put it. And usually when I have my outdoor tent, it works out fine there because I'm like, here, come in this way. But here, so on here, I have it here for now against my checkout stand, like the end of it. But if I put the vending machine in this way, people aren't going to see it. I am still thinking of putting this table here. However, the vending machine's a little heavy, and these tables are a little unstable because they're made of like aluminum, I think. Some kind of very thin metal, light metal. I would feel nervous about putting my vending machine on one of those. Like it's kind of too shaky, you know? Unless it was like very low to the ground. That's different because I can adjust the heights of them too. But I don't even know if I'm putting that table there yet anyway. But as far as the vending machine goes, I was thinking of putting it here, but I'm not sure because I have that sign there as to draw people in, and then I have my small signs that I'm going to put here. Also, the problem with putting the vending machine here is if people don't see it on their way in, or if they come from this way even, because I'm not sure which direction. Let me look at the map again. Main door. Door. It's hard without knowing what this looks like exactly, but I think they're coming in this way. So they're probably going to come around this way, is my guess. But maybe they might start going this way. So they're going to be coming probably from this direction. Which is another reason I should have my sign here, but maybe not facing that way, or maybe out a little bit. With a paver in the back, kind of, so that I can draw people in with it. Or have it be like, instead of being on the side of the portable bar where my portable bar, my checkout is, have it be on the front here. And have the arrow going this way, like, come on in. So I could possibly do that. Then I would have space here to display something, maybe another one of, because, like I said, both my little white shelves here fit on that table. It's a little, it hangs off a little bit, but the other problem with this too is it's not exact the same height as my checkout, so it would be uneven, so I can't, like, do that. So I was thinking maybe I could move one of those over, but Might have something else up there. Otherwise, I'll probably put a sign there. And in this case, I could possibly do a double-sided sign because I have these little acrylic holders, and usually I only use one side of it. Now, I could possibly use two sides of this one. So that's a good idea. I'll probably put a sign here. I'm going to forget all this. Good thing I have it recorded, right? Not that I'm going to probably watch the video before this, but a acrylic sign, I should say, acrylic sign, and then my leaner sign against the front of this so that people can see it when they're, because I anticipate them coming from this way because of the map, I said. Because here's the way they're coming in, and then they're probably going to want to go this way, and then they're going to want to go this way, and then around this way. But the gift card giveaway is over here too. And that's something that's probably a bad spot for that now that I'm thinking. I'm not doing that. That's the thing that I saw in the email. They're doing like 4 drawings for gift cards, and we're supposed to treat them like cash if they come to our booth with them. So, but it'd be weird if people are coming in this way and then have to go to the gift card thing if they're going to do that. And then they might come this way instead. Plus we got, like I said, these columns here, which is kind of like a pain. Which, again, mine is close to the right side. Which is another reason why I should probably have my leaner sign this way instead, because you're not going to be able to see it with the column there. So, yeah. I think that's a good change right there. Like, this is kind of my initial thoughts. Like, I'm going to finalize this probably in the next video. You're going to see that. Maybe I'll do it later on today. I'm not sure, but I want to work on products today so I know what I have and I know what I have to display, you know. I wish I had lots and lots and lots of things, but I don't. Because my problem too is that I like making custom stuff, personalized stuff. But in order to have stuff at a craft fair, I have to like make up things, you know. And I don't like doing that because like I never know what people are going to want, you know. It's a pain. And I try mainly to do, because of this, I try mainly to do like seasonal stuff. Like obviously we have the holidays coming up. That's a good thing. I have sky's the limit on stuff I can make there. But earlier in the year, like a summer, well, I had the first event I did was 4th of July. So I had 4th of July related stuff, which a lot of people didn't even want. And I'm like, you're at a 4th of July festival. Don't you want to buy 4th of July stuff? Apparently not. So summer tends to be kind of low because you, again, don't know what to sell. So I have generic stuff and then I have seasonal stuff. I don't have anything like personalized. I mean, I try to advertise that I can do personalized stuff, but no one wants anything. Or if they do, they say they do, and then they're like, nah, never mind when they get home. So that's how that goes. But there's all kinds of stuff going into this, and you'll probably hear me talk about it lots of times. Probably already talked about it. But anyway, so for now, I think this is pretty good. In regards to the vending machine, I can bring it over on this table, which is where it normally is. It's on that table. I also have a mailbox that I bring that has my flyers in it, which I have to make a new flyer too, so we'll probably do that either on this video or the next one. Although, I'm not sure I can print it out because my printer wasn't working today because we got new internet. And I connected it to the Wi-Fi. And then every time I try to print after it connects to the Wi-Fi, it decides, no, I'm offline. So I don't know what's going on there. Hopefully I can fix my printer, otherwise I'm going to have it printed and buy them. So, but anyway, I have some of my old flyers left, which I could still use for this event. But I have different information I want to put on them, so I was going to make new ones. But if I can't print them anyway, maybe I shouldn't. So, we'll see. But anyway, I have a mailbox. I'll show you this when we go upstairs. I have a mailbox that I put my flyers in that people can grab out of. And I like putting that on the end too, where people can just grab them as they go by. Because even if maybe it's crowded in my booth, but they kind of like what they see, and they're like, oh, I'll take a flyer. That happens a lot. Sorry, I got interrupted. I didn't mention this yet, but my husband is down by his parents today, which was kind of unexpected. we learned about it yesterday, but there was something that happened with one of his parents. It's kind of serious. And then the other parent needs help, so he's going to be down there a lot. We're kind of playing it by ear right now. But I'm also, as far as this goes, like I still plan on doing my event on Saturday. But, you know, I'm working on stuff today. I'm trying to get stuff done today. But if it ends up that I have to go down there and help too, then I might not be filming much or doing much for my event. And if I still go to my event, which I plan on doing still, I technically do have stuff available, like ready to go. So I don't need to make more stuff, but I would like to make more stuff, potentially make more money because I could use some, but we'll see how that goes. So we're playing it by ear. So I thought I'd, you know, let you know, because it's possible, like I get this video out with me doing stuff for this event, and then maybe Saturday when the next one's supposed to come out, I'm not going to have anything to film because I'm going to be busy doing other stuff. So it's possible I might miss a video. We'll see how that goes. Like I said, playing it by ear. So I do want to get started now on making some stuff. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, let's do that. Actually, I wanted to kind of go over what I have. And that's in another room. Well, most of it's in another room. Some of it's in the other room upstairs. Because this is all me working on stuff. This isn't me ready to go. That's all the ready to go stuff is upstairs. So I'm going to kind of take inventory of what I have and show you a little bit. And then we're going to decide what else we're going to make, which I kind of have an idea, but let's do that. All right, just to show you some of the stuff I have. So I have these like wooden framed signs. Try to keep them kind of generic, like I said, welcome-ish. And I also have just some rectangular and square signs. Again, try to keep them generic, like, you know, family-oriented, kitchen, cat and dog, and Wisconsin too, but I don't have any Wisconsin ones right now. But that kind of stuff. And then these are those small signs you saw. A lot of them are left over from that picture, but they're kind of Halloween, fall, and Christmas related, and Thanksgiving. So I'm gonna try to sell those still, even the ones that are Halloween. They're double-sided, so Halloween is usually with fall or Christmas or something like that, so you can just flip them over. I like to be practical about these. These are also double-sided, these wood chunks. So I got like a winter scene here, and then Halloween, or not Halloween, Thanksgiving related. And then these are just kind of generic, get cozy. And then home is where my garden grows. I do have a few more started, but these aren't selling yet anyway, so I might not use them. We'll see how I feel. Probably not gonna make any more of those right now. But that's what I got as far as those kinds of signs. Then I have those door hangers. I'll show you the ones I have again. But I showed you in the video where I opened my pegboard thing. I showed you one, but I have many like that and a few other kind of designs. So I'll show you those and some other things that I have. All right, so that's one of my bigger ones. A lot of these are home sweet home or welcome. Welcome. Home sweet home. And welcome. And then I have smaller ones. Welcome. And then I have a welcome to our neck of the woods. I had one like this that sold, so I made another one. And then I have like a fall themed welcome one. I guess that's all I have. I thought I had 4 and 4, but I guess I have 4 and 3. So I'm remembering wrong or it's missing. But that's those. Then I have, these are 2-sided wood slice ornaments. Usually have to have, I usually try to have lettering on one side and then a picture on the other, basically. So 2-sided. I'm gonna make more of these. One of the things I'm gonna be making. I also somewhere have magnets, but I'm not sure where they are, and I don't have that many left anyway, and I wanted to make more, so I'll probably find them when I'm cleaning more of this stuff. But this is all kind of some of my stuff that comes with me, not all of it, but depending on the event. So all this kind of stuff here, I was trying to organize it into different, you know, rooms basically. But this is that mailbox I was talking about that I have my flyers in. If I can open it, feel free to take a flyer. And they're in there. I also have a tripod in there right now, just for transport. This is my vending machine, like I said. This is, I do want to redo, well, I have to anyway because it's starting to come off, but I like this concept where I have the remaining vouchers, so I didn't say what was in there. There's vouchers in there, and you pay $5 for a token, and then you can get either a voucher for 5, 10, or 20. And that's how many of them are in there. And so you pay 5, you can possibly get 10 or 20. So then you're getting kind of free money to use. And you can use them that day, or you can exchange it basically for a gift card that you can use anytime, whether that's in person or I'm working on getting my online shop started. It's actually technically open, but I didn't advertise it yet. But I'm trying to get that done by November 1st, which is this Saturday. So, but that goes with that. But I also have a sign somewhere. I have to go through all my stuff again. That has information about the vending machine, and I want to fix it a little bit because I do like it, but I think it needs to be a little more clear because people get confused. They're like, what? I don't have any tokens. I'm like, no, you have to buy tokens, $5 each. Like, they get confused, like, oh. And then they're like, what? There's what's in the vending machine? Vouchers, you know, $5 to $10 to $20. So I understand there's not actual product in there, but I don't like pigeonholing people into stuff, especially with my stuff, because my stuff is more personal because I do lettering. So there's a lot of quotes and stuff. So maybe you don't agree with the quote that's on there, you know? So I don't want to, it's not just art, you know? So I don't do that. However, what I was thinking of doing is putting a little art piece in each one along with the voucher. That is going to be a quote, but I'm trying to keep them, again, more generic. But it's just going to be a tiny little piece, and it's just extra. You know, it's like, it's not worth anything really. I'm not worthless, okay? My art's not worthless, but you know, I wouldn't charge for like a little piece of paper with a quote on it. So it's kind of a free item if you buy the token for the vending machine. So I want to do that. Hopefully I get that done in time for Saturday. Enough. Not that many people use the vending machine, because the most I've had is 2 at one event, and both people that time won $10. But you know, there's, I think, 35 or 37 slots. Now I can't even remember. I think it's 35. So I have to make that many, at least, you know, art pieces that I can stick in there, just in case 35 people use. I don't think that's going to happen, but you know, it'll be done. But that's what I want to do with those. And I have plans for other things later. It's just right now I don't have anything else to put in there. So we're just doing vouchers and possibly an art piece if I can get it done. So that's, I guess, all I want to show you. I'll probably show you more in the next video. Some of this stuff should actually go downstairs because I need to paint it. But basically, and then this little thing is my spinning card rack that I have, that if I get cards done, which I'm hoping to get done, I will have that at my event as well, but that'll go on the table, this 4-foot table that's right there. And then this is the spinny rack that I was talking about, where I can put stuff on here, and I can adjust the heights of everything too. But this is about 18 inches diameter, and I have that 2 foot by 2 foot space or whatever there, so it should work if I have something to put on there. I'm not sure if I do right now. So, but that's what I was talking about, just to kind of give you a visual. So let's get started working on some stuff. All right, welcome. So you can kind of see what this area looks like for now, although you saw this part in the video before. But like I said, we're gonna get this. I'm actually thinking of painting a mural back here again, because I did one down here in my pantry, which I have to redo, but that's a whole other thing. But I want to, you know, at least paint the wall for a backdrop for my videos, for my more professional videos. No offense. But it'll probably still be in the background of those for the time being, because I'm not, and that's going to be a video on there too when I make the mural. But anyway, so I'm going to get to work on some ornaments. I brought down the ones I have done already to kind of give me an idea of what I have done already, because I don't remember. I mean, some of them I remember, but I should probably take my headphone out. I'm not going to use that right now. Anyway, what was I saying? I kind of remember some of them, but I just want to kind of get an idea of what I have. And oh, my magnets are in here too. I was looking for those earlier. Here they are. I was going to make more magnets too. I do have that stuff down here. I also have, I didn't mention this, I have paper cardstock already cut out that are tag shaped. So I want to make some gift tags for, again, the holidays and like birthdays and stuff like that. I just ordered, when I was looking at stuff, I'm like, oh, I have a gift card in my Amazon account. I wonder if I can get something before this event that I could use. And they were having a sale on these gift, like plain brown paper gift bags that I had in my cart for a while. And they're like, hey, these are on sale. You want to get them? And I'm like, yeah, I do, actually. And you know what? They're coming today, unless, you know, something happens with the delivery. So I'll have those. But anyway, I got that coming. So I'll do gift bags, gift tags, ornaments, magnets. That's what I want to work on first and get a lot of those going. And then I'll start working on the small signs that I have. And I also have, let me show you these. I do want to do some of these too. I have these little Christmas tree shapes that I've had for years. I haven't sold any yet. I ended up sanding off my old design and I painted the bases of 4 of them. I have, I think, 4 or 5 more upstairs that aren't even with the base painted yet. But what I want to do with these is decorate the tree on one side and then do like Christmas song lyrics on the back. That's my furnace, if you can hear it. It's gonna, you know, there's all kinds of noises down here. But anyway, so, but I want to do ones that are in the public domain, obviously, because I can't, you know, I don't want to get in trouble, you know, I don't want to get sued, I can't afford it. So, I mean, other than for stuff like Christmas and stuff, I'd rather do something, you know, creative on my own rather than take someone else's IP. That's just, you know, my principles and everything. But, so I have 4 of these. They're all painted a slightly different color green. I'm going to make little Christmas trees out of them for that Christmas decor. So I have those as well. A lot of the stuff I'm working on right now is Christmas, but we do have like fall and Thanksgiving still. And Halloween is gonna be over by then, because Halloween is October 31st and this event is on November 1st. So, which reminds me also, I bought a pumpkin, like a regular, real pumpkin, that I was gonna paint and bring to my last 2 events, and I didn't do it because I ran out of time and, you know, had other priorities. So I was thinking that I would do it for this event if I have time again, and just make it fall themed. And and also if I have the space in my booth, but I should, especially now that I have the pegboard, I should have space because I don't have as many tables taking up space, and there isn't much stuff on the tables that I do bring. So, because it's all the pegboard. So I should be able to, if I have time, paint the pumpkin and just have it for decor. And if someone offers money for it, they can certainly have it. But it's a regular pumpkin. It's not like a fake pumpkin where you can use it every year. It would be like, you have this for the season until it rots and then it's done, you know? So I don't really want to sell it. I could, but we'll see. I mean, I guess I could put a sign on it like, hey, you want this? It's, you know, this much money, maybe like $5 or something. Because I think I paid like $6 for the pumpkin technically. But it's, you know, I paid for it like a month ago probably. So who knows how long it's going to last. So that's why I would do that, something like that. Like I said, I would do it fall and not Halloween, because Halloween is going to be over by the time this event starts. So we'll see if I get to that though. But I have those. I also have, right, there's more. I have these thin signs. But I painted white, and I was going to use most of them to be Christmas related, but maybe not necessarily, since it's kind of dirty. Must be from being down here. But we'll fix that. I started painting on some of them trees. They finish. Anyway, so, and they can go, I'm going to put like, you know, Merry Christmas on here or something like that. And they have, well, these bigger ones I had to put hangers in, but the small ones have, oh yeah, they have them on the horizontal and the vertical way. So these big ones, along with those framed wood that I showed you, welcome signs that I made, I had to also put little staples in because they don't come with anything. So I'm like, well, here's my little thing I can give you as far as a hanger. Otherwise, you're gonna have to come up with something. So I probably won't buy those again. We'll see. These, when I bought them, which are the same type of thing, they're just a different size. These come with hangers. Those don't. So it's kind of a pain. I also have another one. These two, yeah. There's 7 of these. I have one more upstairs that when I was painting these, I was like, I thought I had 8. And then later on, after I painted them all, I'm like, oh, there's the other one. So I do have 8. I have 2 of these. So, but anyway, so I'm going to be working on those 2. If I don't get them all done for this event, you know, I have more holiday themed events coming up. So, but you know, if I sell all my holiday stuff now, I will make more. But you know, we'll see how that goes. Again, so I want to get like that stuff done, especially the stuff that's half done like that. And I would move on to like the small square signs that I showed you that go in that little white thing on the end of my table. You know, I have more of those. The bases are painted. I just got to figure out what's going to be on each side. And then after that, after all that, after like gift bags and gift tags and stuff, then I have, well, I also have cards I'd like to make, but that's probably not happening. We'll see. I have those square and rectangle larger signs, like the ones that I have with the cat stuff on it and stuff like that I showed you. I have more of those. I have many more of those, but the bases, most of the bases are painted on those. I just have to paint something on top of them. So, and then I have magnets like this. So the big squares I like to do with the Wisconsin outline and then put something Wisconsin in them. And then I have a few that are just like random phrases that you can like use in your kitchen and stuff, like food is my love language, stuff like that. And I've sold a few over the months I should say. But and this is kind of a afterthought. Like I had this acrylic, well, the squares here are wood. I had that too. But the acrylic, I have like a rectangle acrylic that I bought a long time ago. In fact, I was going to use these at my wedding and I ended up not doing it. And that was, I got married in 2019. So I've had them since then. So I decided to paint them, like the back side of them, and then put magnets on the back and then paint the front. And then you can have a magnet. Repurposing. And then I also have hexagon ones too, and I have lots of these. So, want to make magnets. As far as displaying them, I didn't show you. I had a little, like, stand kind of thing. Hold on. Kind of like this, okay? Use your imagination. Where it's like this. There's 2 sides, they're both magnetic, and I can stick my magnets on, but I can't fit that many on there anyway. So it kind of works out that I don't have that many. But I also have a magnetic pegboard that I didn't show you either, I don't think. I don't know. It's upstairs. That I'm trying to figure out how to like, because it's just a rectangular piece of pegboard, metal pegboard. But I don't have anything to attach it to. Like it's meant to be attached to like a wall or something, and I don't have a wall. But I could possibly do a little pegboard inception here. Attach my metal pegboard, my magnetic one, to my wooden pegboard, that's the divider thing, so I can put my magnets on there. I could possibly do that if I need more room. So I think I'm going to hold on the magnets actually. I'm going to do ornaments, gift tags I have upstairs, I have cards. I want to get all that done, do these trees, and at least the half done. Sorry, I got an email that was not important. The half-done signs that I made where I started making the trees on those. I'm going to finish those. Then after that, I want to work on small signs because those are usually good sellers. I do still have quite a few left from my other event because my last two events, they weren't really, for some reason, like I said, they're usually good sellers, but those two events, they weren't as much. So I also have like wood slice, those big thick wood slices. I said I probably wasn't going to make more of those yet, so I'll probably save those for next year, honestly. For like the spring and stuff, maybe I can get people to buy it then. I don't know. Anyway, so the square and the rectangle signs. Also, the gift bags should be coming in today, so I can work on those later on, like in a few more hours. It's supposed to come between 5 and 10. It's 3 now. And I have to, when I'm done with the ornaments, I have to attach string to them, which takes time. Trust me. And then, after I do that, I have to photograph them so I can put them on my website. If people don't buy them at the event, then they could possibly buy them through the website after, because now I'm going to have that open. I'm trying to advertise that. But my printer's not working, I told you that. We'll see if I can get it to work today or tomorrow or the next day. If I can get it to work, then it would make sense to make a brochure, but otherwise it doesn't for flyer. Not a brochure. I've done brochures before, and that was too much work. So, I'm okay with the flyer, but anyway, so this one's already half done. I think that was, so, some of these too, well, some of them I did keep, but I've had these for like years, and I made them last year at my events, which I'm going to talk about today. Some of them, and some of them did sell, but this is one that's left over from last year, or this side of it. But I decided to, before I started for this year, sand them down. Like this side was okay, and it was painted okay, and it's kind of smooth, so I left it alone. But some of the other sides, either the painting was messed up or it was not smooth enough, so I sanded them. So I'm starting over with a lot of them, but some of them are half done. So, and like I said, some of them in here too were half done when I made these for my last couple events. But the problem that I ran into last time was I didn't sand them, and they were hard to paint, and it got all kind of jagged, so I sanded them this time. So it should be better. And if I sell out of these too, like in the next couple events, I can get more of those as well. It's hard to tell how they'll sell, because one of the things I was going to talk about, and I should be working on doing this, is my event that I did, which was my first one that I really took seriously, fall of last year, 2024, which was in September, like the end of September. I had taken ornaments, like that were similar to these, my Christmas trees that I just showed you, but I ended up sanding that all off, and a few of my wood slices and a few of my door hangers to that one. And that was the first one where I had like a decent amount of inventory at. I brought those, and the only thing I sold at that September event was ornaments, holiday ornaments. This year, I didn't have them at that event because I did that same one again, but I had them at the event that I did like a week later or 2 weeks later in October. And I think I sold 1 or 2 or whatever, but I was kind of like, last year people bought my holiday ornaments in September. Now they're not in October. Like, you know, it's hard to like judge, because every event and every people that come to the event, like group of people, are different. Like I'm trying to like nail down a pattern, and there isn't really one, you know. Kind of really just sometimes it's the luck of the draw, you know. So I guess when in doubt, do it anyway, because sometimes your ornaments might sell in September. Or sometimes you'll take them with you in, I haven't done it yet, but November, and then they won't sell, you know? It's just the same stuff over and over and over again. Forgot to mention, I also have this whole box full of ornaments as well. They are like thin wood and thin acrylic. In different shapes and stuff. And some of these are going to be like personalized stuff too. Here's some more string from my ornaments. Those ornaments. And this is for those ornaments in there. So, I also have all those. So we'll see if I get to these as well. I want to do some of them, I think, so I can have, because these are cheaper. Obviously, they're like $1 each for those. So, and I think maybe I could sell more, if they're cheaper. So we'll see. We'll see. And those, I guess I could make these two-sided, but at least the wood ones, the acrylic I could too if I put the right background color on them. Yeah, so I think I have enough for this video already. It's kind of hard to film the process, especially from over there. And maybe another time I will do that. But I'm going to leave this video for now. And then when I'm planning on still making a video after this for Saturday, coming out Saturday, which is the day of the event, but that video will be about the prep still. The next video after that will be about how the event went. I will show you in the next video what I accomplished today. And then if there, I might, I'm saying this now, but I might add, if I do, because I'm not going to be doing this all night, so I'm going to be doing other stuff later on, like maybe making a new brochure if I can get my printer to work. So I might show you that, and then a few other things, maybe if I work on stuff tonight that I can show you. But otherwise, this might be the end of the video. So thanks for watching. If I add anything, it'll be bonus after this, so thank you for watching.